Welcome to the special 2025 NAPE show for the Real Deal Landman. If you're looking at your screen and you think, maybe Drew looks a little bit worse for wear today, that's because I hit 10 happy hours last night. We're going to get through this one way or the other. I am joined here by Blake Susman and none other than Jerris Johnson. Good morning to you guys. Jerris, I know you are not a drinker or participator, but you have gone to a lot of the happy hours, right?
I did see a few folks on it. So we'll get into this shortly, but so Blake and I have been working on a AI venture for the last, close to a year now. We've got people on our team that are all over that this week was our first time meeting them.
That's awesome.
And so we had really people from New Zealand, from Tokyo, from San Francisco. And this was our first face-to-face time. So honestly, like my external socialization has been a little bit limited because we focus more on the internal socialization.
And that makes sense.
But meeting those folks and getting to know them has been bloody brilliant in terms of what we've got on the horizon. So I can't say I've done a whole lot. I think Blake had a little bit of fun last night, but kept it low key, but we've been able to like connect with our folks and get really super excited and reinvigorated.
So how many people from Rowland came in or Future Proof came in for this? 10?
Yeah.
10 people.
Yep. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really good. And so far, from what I've seen and from anyone listening in and anybody that attended the show live, it seems like it's really good energy. It seems like everybody's excited to be here. The floor has been absolutely packed.
Yeah.
And this has been one of my favorite NAPEs.
Yeah. A lot of curious people, a lot of cool conversations happening. We're in a renaissance of technology, and there's a lot of curious people wanting to see what's the latest and greatest tools and what are people doing and working on. And of course the prospects, when we had Drew Gunter on here, the cool Drew, when we had him on here, he talked about NAPE and what NAPE is all about. And yeah, it's been fantastic.
So for Rowland and for you all with Future Proof, this is the opening party of it. This is the first time that you guys have shown this to the energy world. And so what do you think how's the response been?
What do you think, Blake? Go ahead.
Pretty overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
So Jerris is starting a podcast that I was absolutely not invited to, where he's going to talk about AI and everything. But Blake, if you could give me a real quick rundown tell me about Rowland and tell me why it's so special.
Sure. So I've got a background as a landman for 20 years. And when ChatGPT came out, I realized that the way that we do land work is going to change quickly.
Yeah.
But ChatGPT really didn't cut the mustard we were looking for, accuracy-wise, security-wise. And so we just endeavored to essentially build our own. And we've built it in a way where we can actually leverage the best of each of the different models. And we've trained it with land-specific expertise, trained it on state-specific rules and regulations. And the result is an AI land assistant that actually is helpful and useful and speaks your language as a land professional. And we believe that if you have zero experience at all with AI, that immediately you will be able to save at least an hour per day.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. And would this be something that companies from startups all the way up to like the super majors, we're talking the full gambit of people could be able to utilize this and see value?
Yes.
Yeah. When we first started this project, our initial vision was, this is going to be something that everybody can use, but we'll have like individual subscriptions. So any individual can come and use it, and the price it pays for itself after the first day of the month. So it's kind of a no-brainer. And then it was, someday maybe we'll be able to do broader stuff with the bigger organizations. And it's been in the recent months that we've realized we have the full infrastructure we need to meet all those demands now. And so what's been really cool is that we came here with the idea of, hey, we will pitch this enterprise concept to a few people and kind of see how it floats.
Yeah.
the majority, I don't know if it's the vast majority, but the majority of conversations that came to us yesterday were, how do we bring this into our organization?
It's awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
That is really cool. Now, is it something that like one of the things that I always knew from like my time doing vendor work and everything, of talking to these different companies, they're like, I want to make sure that this is siloed just with my information and not sharing anything out. And I think that's a really big deal with AI, right? Of where they're like, if I put this information in, is it going out to be utilized by kind of the masses? So are you guys doing this? Would this be implemented on a company by company basis and be very siloed for that company?
Correct. So you've got all the AI knowledge that exists. You've got Rowland knowledge under that.
Right.
And then if you have an individual account, you have your own collection of knowledge that you can put into it. You can train your own little mini Rowland, actually. And then, or if you're part of a company, your company can have its own collection of knowledge that's there that people inside the company shared. But their company knowledge, that individual knowledge, doesn't go to Rowland. Rowland knowledge doesn't go into the broader web. So we've got the walls, we've got the silos set up,
and that sets a lot of people's minds at ease for sure. Of being able to do that. And what about the other thing that you hear of? You talk to the lease analyst, you talk to the landmen, the land techs, the DO analyst, the owner relations. That people right now look at AI, and there is that fear of where they're like, is this new technology? And I see a fancy booth, and I see people telling them, what this is going to do for the future. Yeah. Does that take away jobs, or does that enhance the analyst job?
I mean, at a value proposition of you're going to save 60 minutes per day, we're not replacing any jobs with 60 minutes per day.
Right.
We're enhancing your job. This is a tool that's working alongside of you. It's web-based. It's in the cloud. It's a window on your desktop that you can shape and size however you want, and it works alongside whatever thing that you're doing to get instant analysis on documents, instant insight on how you should be pursuing that job. If you wanted to write your emails for you, it'll write your emails for you. If you wanted to tell you what stuff says, it'll tell you what stuff says. And you have full control over everything it's doing. You have full control of the knowledge and insights that you use from it. There's nothing that's automatically populated.
Okay.
You still have eyes on everything that it's creating, that it's doing. And we've done that intentionally because this whole journey of AI, it's a baby step process, right?
Absolutely.
And so this what Rowland is today is that first baby step. It's cool. Here's the cool thing about AI, right? Yesterday was the worst that Rowland was ever going to be.
And
today is the worst Rowland will ever be. And we are continuously updating it, working on it. It's
starting to surprise you too.
It is so I'm the one who trained it. I put all the knowledge in. I personally curated all the knowledge that goes into it. I'm constantly monitoring it to make sure that the information it spits out is accurate. And it's getting to the point to where it's correcting me on stuff
But that is such a. I was talking to somebody about it earlier on in the conference on Wednesday, and I was saying how good it is for my background was owner relations, building an owner relations department, and I was like, you can train a staff up of 20 people, and you can get them all in a room, and you can tell them all of the company standards and practices.
Right.
And exactly how we identify royalty and how we do all these different things. And I would say out of that training, maybe 70 or 80% of it sticks, right? And then as they go along and they answer questions, they remember certain things, but they're not getting the whole thing there. Right. And you might have, out of 20 people, you might have 5 or 6 that are absolutely fantastic, but you still have that margin of error in there. And I said, with something like this and being able to utilize that and roll with that, you have that accuracy level in the high 90s with every one of these people. And maybe they are only trained up for a few weeks, but they're able to leverage that.
Yeah.
We are at a very fortunate time to be able to provide accurate information to all of, the royalty owners, to be able to provide accurate information between departments, and to be able to continue to feed new information in as it changes to make sure that you're always at the forefront. And I am super excited about that.
We had a lot of people yesterday that wanted to talk to us about owner relations. And the fun thing is the future would be automatically routing of phone calls and things like that,
right?
Fulfilling those tasks. But today, even with it text-based, if an owner inquiry comes in and they send an email, an owner relations person could literally copy that email, paste it into Rowland and say, how do I answer this email? And then it would draft the email for you. And cool. Or if the person needed an affidavit of heirship, or if they needed some type of stipulation of interest or something like that, they could tell Rowland, write me an answer for this email. draft me an affidavit of heirship that I can send back to this person to use.
Yeah.
And that owner relations context is done in under a minute.
That's amazing.
And it's accurate and it's good.
And you still get to have that. One of the things, there's high tech and high touch, right?
Right.
Like high tech, you're pushing more on that high tech side, and the high touch is still involving. And I think with the oil and gas industry, one of the greatest things about it is the high touch that we have of being very personal, being very connected to all of the owners, connected to people at different departments in different companies that we're working with. But to be able to maintain that level of, you can get the information from this software, and then you can relay that information from you, and you still have that personal connection there. You are just upping your level of being able to know that it's good. You're solid.
You are increasing the number of touches you can have in a day.
That's right.
Because you're able to deal. You're able to address and deal with more.
And going back to what you said earlier of saving an hour a day. Like I talked to somebody about a month ago, and they were talking about something similar, and they were like, save an hour a day. Look how that builds up in a week. What if you had an extra week per month?
Oh yeah.
What if you had an extra month per year? And not saying, well, hey, I got all of my work done, I can just sit back and relax. Think of the different things that now you're able to focus on. You're able to focus on training. You're able to focus on your people. You're able to focus on 10 to 20 different things that are going to make your company strong.
Yes.
And that absolutely is the thing that just absolutely, it checks all my boxes. I absolutely love it.
It's a lot of fun. Like if you had an extra week every month, what would you do with it?
That would give me extra time to develop personal relationships with staff, to do quality assurance and take, an extra look at everything. Yeah. Turn it in.
So about NAPE 2025, this was the first time you guys were showing this product off. Where does it go from here? Like, what is the next thing? You have launched it to the world. Now we're talking to companies. Now we're doing demos. What's the next step? This is a lot of work to do.
We've got a busy month of follow-ups, and
there's a lot to digest.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that comes out.
We have a really, really fun, nice booth this year, like the green.
You do.
It pops. But yesterday I was smiling to myself. I was like, okay, this was a good day. What's our booth going to look like next year?
And the NAPE team is like, yes.
Yeah.
You did 10 by 20? You should do 20 by 40.
And we offered an exclusive discount to NAPE attendees.
Hey, that's awesome.
Leading up to NAPE, you shared a conversation that you had with Lonnie.
You're right.
About lack of stuff and things that had happened. And I've had so many people ask me, was that real?
There's only... you guys know the word insubordination.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, whenever I think of Lonnie...
I've been called that often. When
I think of Lonnie, our showrunner, our producer, God bless him, 83 years young, we have a wonderful relationship with him, and he is really bolstered up. You can see that what he said here today. We have a fantastic booth. He did get all of my demands of making sure that we have a sign that says if the talent is not at the booth, go ahead and take a picture, and we'll superimpose it later for a small fee.
There.
We are so thankful for Lonnie. Lonnie dropped the ball this year. We didn't get that
bracelet.
We didn't get the slap bracelets in. Those are coming in next week, it looks like. So I will tell you, if you're listening to the show and you want one of these, limited edition, iconic slap bracelets, we'll send one to your house, but we've got to have a picture of you, taking a picture of you slapping it on so that we can put it out on the website.
Ooh, I like that.
I really do think that that's going to be the hit. Next year, the entire booth will be absolutely filled with slap bracelets, I assure you.
So I could see Rowland having a triple-decker booth next year.
Yes.
With maybe Real Deal on the third floor.
Hey, we put Novus Consulting in there someplace. We do Real Deal on the third floor. We've got Rowland in there. Like, we've got it all. Like, that's checking all the boxes. And I will tell you, Lonnie, he was like, hey, I got you a ticket to the show. And he said, I'm outside. Come out and give me your badge. And I was like, we're not doing this. So he's been walking all up and down the street for the last 2 days. I've not seen him, and I won't talk to him. Until this stuff comes in. So yeah, you got to learn your lesson, Lonnie. I'm sorry.
He was so proud of himself. I was like, February 10th, boys, it's all going to be there for you.
I mean, this guy, this absolute guy. But I'm
happy.
But I will tell you, for the budget that the Real Deal Landman's on, for that producer role, we are paying a hefty salary of around $5 a week. So it really is one of those things where we're getting what we paid people. That's really all.
Okay, we only have a couple minutes left. We got to go back to work. We got people to meet and stuff. Blake, for people who didn't make it to NAPE, how can they find out about Rowland, or what's the website? Where do they go to be able to get started?
Well, we talk an awful lot about it on LinkedIn, of course. And you can also go to Rowland.ai and sign up today.
Website's live now. We've had kind of that countdown for a while leading up to it, but that website's live, has all kind of information and links on getting started.
Countdown's over.
Yeah.
We debuted yesterday.
So I am telling you, so this is, I looked at it and I think this is either my 12th or my 14th NAPE to come to.
It's weak sauce.
It's weak sauce. I mean, compared to an old hat like yourself. But I will say, one of the things that I like the most is going up and down these different rows and seeing new technology that's come out. And this is one of those deals where you know how much hard work has been put in on the backside by so many people, and so many meetings, so many late night conversations, so many things that people have put in. You finally get to see all that hard work really pay off. And I would really encourage you, check these guys out. Check out Rowland.ai. And there's just so many cool things that are coming up. And we just want to make sure that we get those out to you so that you know what's out there. And just enjoy your careers, enjoy being able to come to conventions like this. And guys, I hope it's absolutely I hope you take it to the moon. I hope it's fantastic.
Thank you.
We're going to bring back the VIP second story booth next year.
That's all I ever ask. And that small royalty rate for referral fees that I have yet to talk to them about yet. So we're going to work that out. It's where deals happen.
Absolutely.
NAPE 2025.
Our second, can we have a little chain with the sign that says artificial intelligence in progress?
I think so. Well, hey, we're Blake, we're Jerris, we're Drew. We are so, number one, what a great NAPE. What an absolutely great NAPE. And we're glad that we got to share it with you a little bit. Just subscribe, check out Jerris's new AI podcast, check out Rowland.ai, and we will see you next time.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.